We turn our attention right now to another piece of news, and that is that the Supreme Court bench of Justices Vikram Nath and Sandeep Mehta heard a petition that was filed by the Save Nimisha Priya International Action Council seeking the centre's diplomatic intervention with their Yemeni counterparts to save her life. Remember that she's on death row in Yemen. She's scheduled to be executed on the 16th of July. The Supreme Court has now, in fact, asked the centre during the hearing to try and open informal channels. The Supreme Court has kept the matter for hearing now on the 18th of July. Remember, this is now 2 days past the scheduled date of her execution. The centre will be expected to apprise the court of what happened and also tell the court if there is any good news on this front at all. Now, the lawyer for the Action Council, which was basically petitioning in favor of Nimisha Priya, had asked the Supreme Court to facilitate effective diplomatic interventions to save the life of Nimisha Priya, and they were also, of course, expecting some intervention at the embassy level as well, so that the execution can be stayed or the Yemeni authorities brought to bear about India's concerns in this particular matter. Let me go across to my colleague Harish now for more on this. Harish, tell us about what actually happened in court, and this matter has now been scheduled for further hearing on the 18th of July. However, the scheduled date of Nimisha's execution is on the 16th. Tell us about what the centre is now expected to do between now and the 16th, which is the scheduled date of her execution.
Yes, in fact, Siddharth, Justice Vikram Nath heading the bench said that the circumstances under which that murder happened, it will be very sad if she loses her life, because family is already offering to give blood money as per the Shariat law. If the victim's family is given blood money by the convict's family, there can be a pardon. The petitioner, the family has also already said that the blood money is ready, but they are seeking for government's intervention, something like some diplomatic intervention. Number two, make situation ready for some negotiation with the victim's family so that blood money can be paid. But Attorney General R. Venkatraman said India is doing its best. Even spoke to the public prosecutor to somehow try and get the execution suspended or deferred so that further negotiation can be attempted. But time is running out. Government is doing everything to ensure that it can save one of its citizens. Therefore, the Supreme Court said that yes, we will record your statement that government is doing best, but at least try to open informal communication, informal negotiation, informal diplomatic step, though there is no formal diplomatic connection between, no diplomatic ties between the Yemen government and the Indian government. Try to open some informal channel with Yemen and try to save Nimisha Priya. This is what the Supreme Court said and has kept the matter for further hearing, though there is not much hope, because the Attorney General said that we are trying to do our best, but we are able to open channels with Yemen on this front. Supreme Court said that let's hope for the best. Hope we have some good news when the matter is taken up next on July 18th, that is coming Friday. And yes, Siddharth, if the execution happens, that would have already happened, because the scheduled date is July 16th, and surprisingly, the Supreme Court has kept the matter for further hearing only on July 18th. Therefore, saying that we hope there will be some good news on this front. We can hear something very positive. Keep trying for to open informal discussions, informal channels, informal diplomatic measures, so that Nimisha Priya's life can be saved. Back to you.
So not much the Supreme Court can do at this juncture, gauging by what you actually said right now. But the ball in the centre's court in terms of trying to open some kind of informal negotiations with Yemen to bring some pressure upon them to stop this particular execution. As the execution day nears in Yemen, which is 16th, barely a couple of days from now, the Kerala Chief Minister, Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan, has written to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Mr. Vijayan, the Chief Minister of Kerala, has urged the Prime Minister's intervention in this matter. He says that the PM must take up the matter on an urgent basis. Let me go across to my colleague Arpita, who joins us from Thiruvananthapuram for more on this. Arpita, not much the courts can do. The Kerala Chief Minister also, of course, trying to seek some intervention now on the part of the Prime Minister, appealing to him to bring this up directly with Yemeni authorities to prevent Nimisha's execution schedule for the 16th. Take us through the details of what he's written to the Prime Minister.
Well, rightly said, not just the centre, in fact, state and every other politician is trying to help Nimisha's, and they're trying to stop Nimisha's execution that will happen on the 16th of July. In fact, Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan wrote a letter to Prime Minister yesterday seeking immediate intervention, saying that Nimisha's case deserves sympathy and it needs immediate intervention, is what he has said. In fact, Abu Bakr, Kantapuram Abu Bakr, who's a Muslim cleric, also has intervened, is what we have been told. He has spoken to Yemen officials there, in fact, released officials there in Yemen, and he is also trying to hold informal talks and get a solution to this. His talks came after Chandi Oman, who is the Congress MLA, requested him to intervene in this case. So like I said, from Congress to LDF to Centre, everybody, every other politician is trying their best to intervene in this matter so that they can come up with a solution to save Nimisha. In fact, few days back, Nimisha's husband, Tommy Thomas, was also in Thiruvananthapuram. He had to meet the governor, and when we to him, he said even the governor has assured him that whatever best could be done from his side, he will do it. And in fact, her husband clearly said that everybody is trying to help him, and the family is really hopeful that the talks will work out. And now, even the Supreme Court has requested the central government to hold informal talks. So the family is hoping that these talks work out, and before 16th, they get a positive reply from the Yemeni officials. In fact, the family has also agreed to pay blood money, but in fact, they are saying that they are waiting for an official confirmation from Yemen that if the victim's family is ready to take that money and let Nimisha go free.
Well, Pinarayi Vijayan has written to the Prime Minister. Let me go to my colleague Pratibha, who will take us through the details of that letter that's been dispatched by the Chief Minister's office in Kerala to the Prime Minister. Over to you, Pratibha.
Yes, Siddhartha. Arpita also made a mention of the letter that Pinarayi Vijayan, the Kerala Chief Minister, has written to the Prime Minister. He has taken to social media to attach that letter as well. He says, wrote to the Honorable Prime Minister, urging urgent intervention to secure the release of Nimisha Priya, who remains imprisoned in Yemen. The government of Kerala stands firmly with all those working toward her exoneration and safe return. So this is a letter that he has attached with that tweet. It says, Shri Modi ji, kindly find enclosed my letter dated the 24th to the Union Minister of External Affairs as well. It is learned from media that the execution of Nimisha Priya has been fixed for the 16th of July 2025. Considering the fact that this is a case deserving sympathy, I appeal to the Honorable Prime Minister to take up the matter and intervene with the authorities concerned to save the life of Nimisha Priya. So this is the letter that he has written to the Prime Minister. He has put it out on social media, Siddharth.
Right, many thanks for that, Pratibha. We have some more developments pertaining to what's been happening in Yemen with respect to the scheduled execution of Nimisha Priya, expected to take place on the 16th, and all efforts underway from the central government, the state government, among others, to prevent that from happening. We have some more news. Now, Iran embassy sources have told your channel about this particular case that due to developments in the region, they're not aware of her case and that they've not received any new details about the trial process. Now, was any intervention sought on the part of the Irani authorities in this particular matter to perhaps convince the Yemeni counterparts to not proceed with the investigation? Let me in fact go across to my colleague Rishabh, who will give us some more details about this. Rishabh, tell us about how Iran has come into the picture. And why are they now basically saying that they're not aware of her case and they've not received any fresh details about the trial process? Has there been any attempt to contact them to bring some pressure upon the Yemeni authorities to prevent this execution from taking place?
Well, Siddharth, remember in the first week of May, on May 7th and 8th, Iranian Foreign Minister Agrachi was here in India, and while speaking to us here in New Delhi, he said that Iran would be happy to consult Yemen authorities and help Indian citizens. This is what the Foreign Minister had said back in May. Remember, India does not have a mission in Yemen. In Sana'a in 2015, India relocated their mission in Sana'a, and right now Indian mission in Yemen operates from Djibouti, where there is a camp office. There is a technical small mission that goes in and out of Yemen for consular reasons, but we do not have a permanent mission in Sana'a, which is the capital of Yemen, and hence the diplomatic channel is not that easy between Delhi and Sana'a. Iran being the only country in the region which has open contacts with the Houthi administration that rules most of Yemen right now. So it was expected out of Iran to help India. When we posed this question to the Foreign Minister of Iran back in May, he confirmed that Iran would be happy to assist in this case. But now when we have spoken to sources within Iranian embassy here in New Delhi, what we are given to understand that given the situation right now in the region, and the source was referring to the Israel-Iran conflict and its aftermath, says that Iran embassy at least doesn't have any new detail or fresh detail of the trial, and hence it will be difficult for them to comment on the current situation. Okay. So definitely, the diplomatic calls that have been going, sources within Indian government has very categorically said that the government of India do not negotiate blood money.
Is hope really dying out for Nimisha Priya? That's a question that's foremost on many people's minds. The scheduled date of execution is on the 16th, and of course, in the context of Iran, a lot has happened now between the months of May and July. We'll wait and see as to what happens. Many thanks for your inputs. We'll take a short break right now. Lots more lined up on the other side.